I want to get into Diddy. All right. So Diddy is getting messages through the getting messages through his attorney. He sat down with some sort of journalist, and we know that Gina has recently made a letter to the judge, which became public. Dear Your Honor, we love him so much. He wants to be a good father to these people, this, that, and the third. And people came out to really kind of criticize Gina, who was supposed to be victim number 3, who never showed up. She basically says in her defense, I don't care. That's my man. I'm not going to kick him while he's down. I don't follow the crowds. I don't follow what you guys do. I'm going to do what I want to do. And she is pretty much proving to be exactly who those other girls said that she was. Gina's a riot. Gina is a riot. She was over there terrorizing them girls, Tasmanian devil. And she said what she said in her letter, and she stood by it. Okay, she said what she said in the letter. She stood by it. And it's basically saying, like, I don't care what y'all say. Like, I love him, but I love him. No, look at the screen. Is that your man? That's her man, and she's gonna stick beside him. Now, after this came out, and she said what she said, Diddy's attorney sat down with someone on, I don't know where she was actually from. Let's get into it, because I wanted to play this clip because, one, I was really gagged. Okay, I was really gagged at the fact that, first of all, why does my I'm looking at my Instagram, and like my reels covers are not showing up. I don't know what that's about, because I schedule my posts, and like I don't know if it's just it's not turning over or what, but I don't like that. I'm gonna have to fix that. So where is he? Where is his attorney? Which I'm like, why is he leading with this attorney, not the one that we really like to see?
The relationship between Combs and Ventura, a great modern love story. Ventura says she was raped, physically abused, and became addicted to drugs because of Combs.
The rape we vehemently deny. And I know, I respect that she said that. I don't think the jury concluded that happened. And there's a whole backstory as to why I think she would have made up that allegation, which we sent to the jury. So I don't think that happened. And that's a very serious matter, so I'd leave it that one. In terms of the drugs and the other stuff, I think that's what makes it a modern love story. And there's a strong tragic aspect to it. I think they really did love each other. I think she very much loved him, and I know he very much loved her. And when I told the jury, and they all nodded in agreement, I said, if you want some of the most beautiful writing you've ever seen, look at their text messages from when they're breaking up in 2019. I mean, they're just so heartfelt, and just the greatest fiction writer couldn't really write them with kind of the poignancy and the power, and the tragic nature. I mean, these are two people who hurt each other, loved each other, cheated on each other, and it's very apparent to both of them that they're just not going to be together much longer. And their writing is just so beautiful and sad around this. So I maintain that that's true.
Oftentimes I wonder...
He's romanticizing abuse.
Do you have any regrets in how you tried this case?
Not really. I mean, what I told Penny early on, I said, we have a good chance if we do everything perfectly, but we have to be perfect. Every cross-examination has to be perfect. We have to hit the right tone. We can't be sort of tone deaf. We can't be heavy-handed, with the female witnesses. And if we can do all those things, we have a shot. And I think we were fortunate enough that we did those things.
Now, this piece of the interview did not include the part that I was actually looking at. And that part was about when he basically said that, Diddy is basically, really looking forward to performing in Madison Square Garden. Once he gets home, he's like, he didn't say he's going to get back to music. He didn't say he was going to do these things, but it was kind of like implied that, once he's released and once he, this is a clip I wanted to watch. This is it.
What is it that Sean Combs wants people to know?
He wants people to know that I think that he has reflected on the blessings that he's been given, on the imperfections that I think he sees in himself. I think he wants to get out of jail, reestablish a loving, present relationship with all of his 7 children. He wants to take care of his mother. Does he want to get back into music? Does he want to get back into business? I think he's someone who is always going to strive to do something, exceptional and probably demanding and challenging. But I think the most demanding and challenging thing in front of him right now is to get back with his kids and get back with his mother and the people who love him and miss him.
So he's talked to you about getting back into music if he's
No. Honestly, he has not.
Okay.
One thing he said he's going to be back in Madison Square Garden.
He said that?
He did. He said to me he's going to be back in Madison Square Garden.
Doing what?
I guess being on stage, and I said I'll be there.
Doing what? Doing what exactly? Okay, doing what exactly? This is Mark Agnifilo. He was a lead attorney. I guess he was. This is what he looks like. He sat down with CBS to talk about, his trial and also his plans after his release on CBS Mornings. Now, him being back in Madison Square Garden is crazy, but the doing what is crazier, because exactly what it is, what will he be doing? What will he be doing now? Unfortunately, this is the part of the conversation where we're going to get real. We understand that men like Diddy has so much power, influence over the culture, over these groups of people who, I'm not going to say that he can just come right back into the fold and everything will be like what it was, but men are allowed to make these kind of mistakes and abuse and then join back into society, into the higher society, the hierarchy, the Hollywood elites and everything like this, the music mogul elites. Nothing basically happened, because here's the whole thing. The whole time that Diddy was engaged in this type of behavior and this type of abuse, all of those record executives, they all knew about it. They all knew about it. And if there's a big enough splash and, he made mistakes and he can come back and give us every step I take, every move I make, all of these different things, I think that the people will go for it. Much like if R. Kelly was released today or tomorrow, we going to be streaming. Well, not we. I'm going to be honest. Who knows? I don't know. People would be like, oh, well, he paid his dues, he paid his time, and this, that, and the third, and let's just get over it. I think because the women who he was up against were not, or the women he was inflicting pain on, the women he was abusing, they were not women to a degree. So he would have certain allowances. He would be allowed to go back into those certain areas, or maybe not him alone filling out Madison Square Garden, but it could be the by proximity, or someone else invites him out. Who knows? You just don't know. I don't put anything past these type of people, because they are so controlling, manipulative, and narcissistic. I mean, honestly and truly, you are literally in jail after having all of your sexual history put out for the world to see. Okay, in front of your mama, in front of your children, your kids, your wives, multiple women, and the only thing you can think about is, I'm going to be back in Madison Square Garden. I mean, sure. The nerve of this man to really just not even care that much. Like, I don't care what y'all was talking about. I don't care nothing about anything y'all talking about. Y'all know once I come out and I give you that little take that. That's it. No, I'm not. Hold on, let me see if we're caught up. Let me see, am I still here? Okay, I'm back. So yeah, I just feel like I think that his lawyer is a reflection and an extension of him to what kind of mindset he's in. I do think that there is room for growth, but like this person is saying in the comments, God's son blessed, Diddy should have gotten therapy decades ago. Correct. Where is the help? Where is the mental help? Sure, there were some substance abuse issues that we're having that you all admitted to, but what about the mental piece? What about the mental piece? When the brain is exposed to a certain level of trauma, there has to be an undoing and an unlearning, and you have to address that. It's not just good enough to just say, oh yeah, well, I stopped doing the meth and I stopped doing the peak. You have to get some real help, right? How do we even get here is the real situation, outside of just being the overachiever. I'm just going to blind you all with some music, some glitter, some goals, and some some glasses, some going to be cool with that. No, we need more. We need more, and I'm ready to hear what that's going to actually look like. It's probably going to be a little choppy at this point, because now I'm getting phone calls. Yeah, so I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what you guys think. Will you be attending the Madison Square Garden performance? I used to love him as a teenager, but I'm pushing 40. I have less empathy for him now. I'm poor and I know I need therapy, and I'm about to start soon. Good for you. Look into your local resources, right? If you have like state insurance, a lot of like these programs that are, you know, nonprofit, they have services available to people who have like state insurance. So just check it out. Hopefully you can find the help that you need. And good for you. Good for you for starting therapy. There are so many times when I feel that therapy in the Black community is frowned upon, like something has to be wrong with you, something has to be this. Girl, the world, there's something wrong with the world. There's something wrong with the world, and I need some tools and some resources to help me figure out what I need to do to navigate the world better. It's not even me, it's this world, it's the society, it's the groceries. That's $1,000 for one bag of groceries. There's something wrong with the economy. There's something wrong with human kindness. There's something wrong with human interaction, right? And we deal with so many things out of a place of survival that eventually if you're always operating in a place of survival, your nervous system is never in a state of regulation. And years and years and years of being unregulated is going to have real, substantial, sometimes permanent damage to a person's physical health, mental health, and overall psyche. That's the real tea, honestly and truly. So good for you. If you're trying to get some therapy, listen, go for it. I'm all for that. Diddy had access to the best therapy in the world, but he chose drugs, like most people do. He's no different than most people. Most people know that there's something going on, but they'll choose to drink. Most people know that there's something going on, but they'll choose to. Most people know that there's something going on, and they'll choose to eat. Okay? This is nothing different, nothing shy of people looking for coping skills to deal with a level of trauma or stress that's coming into their life. You know, people do that to help suppress what they're really feeling, because it's easy to just cover it up and keep it pushing, because society tells us we got to keep it going. Listen, I don't got time to sit here and grieve, big mama. The mortgages do. So what you do, you do what you can, you smoke your little weed, and you push through, you get to your job and you work your shift.